Everyone always talks about Marvel. They got the What If series, they had Netflix series that people enjoyed, but Marvel has always been plagued by the same thing, and that is the villain problem that the MCU and heck, even the comics have. Is that I would say that Marvel is more superhero driven. They do their heroes pretty good. The Captain Americas, the Black Widows, of course, Spider-Man, he is the franchise, of course. You know, they do the heroes well. But in the MCU, the only two good villains was Thanos and then maybe Shang-Chi's father. Other than that, the other villains were trash. Thor in all of his movies, I can't even remember his villains. Uh, Red Skull and Captain America was eh. Um, uh, Iron Man, his villains were eh. Marvel, they lack a villain issue. And then when Kang the Conqueror comes, to me, I feel that it's gonna make things just more convoluted in a way. Kang is just a time traveler. Like how good of a villain can he be? And the problem with the Marvel villain situation is that it's because Marvel's villains aren't that good. No one cares about them. It's just like the same thing with DC, is that the Spider-Man villains are the best villains in all of Marvel. In DC, Batman's villains are the best villains in all of DC. There's no other characters, no other heroes that are compelling villains that like pushes you to the limit, that has you going, oh my goodness, like, yo, that villain is crazy. And so the MCU, I don't know what they need to do, but it's been over a decade in the making with all of these movies, and still the villains are lackluster. I mean, Black Widow, the whole Widows program, that villain was lackluster. Uh, you know, and I just hope that Marvel does something with their villain issue. What do you think they should do? Because the Marvel comic book villains and the Marvel MCU villains, eh, eh, eh.